Hello, class 12. My dear student, just now I am going to discuss another piece, another prose that is most important in your syllabus. That is 3 questions. So, after the eyes have it, now it is the second prose, which is very important for all of us for class 12. দেখো দুটো প্রোজ এবং দুটো পোয়েট্রি আমরা শেষ করে চলে যাব কিন্তু ড্রামার দিকে এবং বিফোর দ্যাট all Bengali medium students, please be aware about it. Please watch the channel one after another. Now today I am going to discuss about 3 questions written by Leo Tolstoy. The full name is Lev Nikolaevich Tolstoy. Lev Nikolaevich Tolstoy. The lifespan is 1828 to 1910. So before going to the story about the 3 questions, you have to know the life of Leo Tolstoy. My dear students, there will be not so many questions about the life of Leo Tolstoy in the HS. But it is very important to know him, that how a very quiet boy turned to be a great novelist. এটা না জানলে কিন্তু পড়ার জন্য পড়া হবে. So I hope it will help you for the next part in honors or in a later life. So what is the program actually now? Before going to study the lesson, taking lessons, now I am giving you the whole program today. First of all, 2 prose, 2 poetry I will complete. Next you have a drama, that is the proposal will be start. When the drama will be going on, we will discuss the broad questions of 2 prose and 2 poetry. After completing the drama, we will discuss another prose and poetries. Okay, this is the throughout syllabus, and I hope it will complete within November. So it will help you to give the HS properly. Now, my dear students, let's concentrate. Count Lev Nikolaevich Tolstoy, actually a pacifist, social activist, and a moralist. The whole world actually known him a great novelist, but before that he was sharply known in the whole world people that he wants to expose himself through the practical insight of life. So his most noted works, that War and Peace and Anna Karenina in 1855-1977, though these 2 novels were not so much popular on the time, but it actually gave a revelation of life in Russia and the whole parts of the world. He got the recognitions for this in 2007 after the 100 years of his death, near about 100 years death. The two novels actually published in the World magazine and recognized him the whole time, the greatest novelist in the world. On that moment, now how he was popular, what was his acceptance? From the very beginning, he lost his parents, and that's why this great man was nursling and brought up by his relatives. Finally, he completed his study, started the law at the young age. But actually, he was not very much interested in normal study of life. So he escaped from the university at Moscow in Pittsburgh. The twist of his life actually come on when he was connected with Victor Hugo, whose literally talent, whose literally description actually amazed him. On the other hand, he also got a real life attachment, Pierre Joseph Proudhon, who actually encouraged him to write the philosophy of life. Thereafter, he was actually in a very social life. He married. He gave birth of 15 children. No doubt, it was a very huge criticisms in the history. But this great man always exposes the reality, the real thought of his life. So, War and Peace actually nodded the whole history of literature. Thomas Mann actually considered it the greatest ever war novel in the history of literature. Ernest Hemingway commented that it was from Tolstoy that he had been taking lessons on how to write about war in the most straightforward way. Honestly, with the perfect object and the way of life. Actually, Leo Tolstoy wants to expose the truth behind the life. Now, my dear students, this great man actually wrote this philosophical thought of 3 questions. It was actually published in 1885 in a bunch of books that is named What Man Live By and other tales. This great man also connected with Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi, and the Ian Adams of USA, the most important social activist on that time, and he wanted to know about the social system. He groomed all around the Europe, America, and India also, and collected the information about the different kinds of caste, creed, religion, society, Christianity, Hinduism. Means he want to collect the everything of life and ultimately wants to describe the truth. So this prose actually give you the life teaching. It is vividly expressed by him that life is nothing but needs the continuation. So he raised the three questions among the peoples. What is the best time to do each things? Who are the most important people to do work with? What is the most important things to do at all time? Simply if we say what is the important time, what is the important person, and what is the important work. So these three questions haunted him. And I hope you, my dear students, actually wants to know what is the answer of that three. If I ask you, I think you will simply answer, what is the best time? What is the important people? And what is the important work? So, different peoples will give the different answer. It's normal. But he proved through this story that no, the important man, important work, and important time actually varies according to the circumstances. That is the truth. Whatever you learned in your life, but important is the application. How do you apply yourself? And that is important. Please remember about the whole what I am discussing you, and I think do the word notes like that. Now today I am going to discuss about the story, and throughout the story I will make some questions also. You just note down this one. Three questions, no doubt, is very significant. The title is really significant because all around the story, the author actually wants to centralize the idea that how the Tsar, the Russian kings, actually wanted to know the answer of three questions. He asked all the counselors, the wise men, the learned peoples, the knowledgeable persons, and they have given the different answer according to their views. Ultimately, he was not satisfied with this answer, and he went to the monk, went to the hermit's cottage nearby, who was well known, a knowledgeable person, a greatest person surrounds the kingdom. And when he entered there, he asked him, he went there with a disguise because the hermit didn't allow anyone except the weak, except the poor. So the king became the poorest one and tried to find out the answer from the hermits. And there was hermits was actually gave some practical examples, and ultimately the answer was given through the practical job. The Tsar quite realized that important time, important work, and important person actually differ, actually varies in life according to the circumstances. Let's start the story. তাহলে এখানে কতগুলো কোশ্চেন তোমরা লিখবে। What is the full name of Leo Tolstoy? What are the three questions? What does he want to establish through this prose? What were the most important novel of Leo Tolstoy? Why he was famous in the Russian literature? Why do human beings are attracted with his philosophy? Write some best novels of Leo Tolstoy. Why Leo Tolstoy was famous in Russian literature and in the world literature. It once occurred to a certain Tsar that if he always knew the right time to begin everything, if he knew who were the right people to listen to and whom to avoid, and above all, if he always knew that was the most important thing to do, he would never fail in anything he might undertake. So, my dear student, everyone wants to know that when do we start the job? What is the right time? And who the person actually connected with it? Whom to avoid? Whom to be accepted? And what to do? If this three answer was accepted, if three answers was known by everyone, I think he will never be failure. He will never be, discarded by anything. কেউ তাকে ফেলিওর করতে পারবে না। Nobody. And this thought have occurred. The first paragraph এর মধ্যে যেটা পেলাম, জারের মাইন্ডে এই তিনটে কোশ্চেন কিন্তু অকার্ড হয়েছিল, ঘটেছিল, it was happened. And this thought having occurred to him, he had to proclaim, he declared. The thoughts his kingdom that he would give a great reward to anyone who would teach him what was the right time for every action and who were the most necessary people and how he might know what is the most important thing to do. So this paragraph actually the Tsar, the Russian ruler, announced in the, proclaimed in the kingdom, the people who will give them the teaching, the answer of three questions, he will be rewarded with the greatest, with the huge, wealth. And learned man came to the Tsar. According to the announcement, the scholar person, pedantic persons came to the Tsar, but they all answered his questions differently. It's quite simple. But they understand, they actually given the answer differently. So what are the answers? What are the answers was given by the scholar? Question gulo kintu likhe jabe. What did the Tsar announce in the whole kingdom? What did the learned peoples actually give an answer? In reply to the first question, some said that to know the right time for every action, one must draw up in advance. Draw up in advance. Be prepared before doing the job. Before going to be happen, you have to make a plan. A table of days. Advance a table of few days before you have to make a plan. Months and years. Days, months and year. If you want to do the job after 1 month, you have to plan 1 month before. 2 days after, you actually do a plan before a day. Means advance you have make a plan, a routine. and must live strictly according to it, and your lifestyle should be follow this routine. Only thus said they would everything to be done at a proper time. So in that circumstances, if you will follow the rules, you never be failure. Other declared that it was impossible to decide beforehand the right time the every actions, but that not letting oneself be absorbed in ideal pastime. So other persons actually declared here, other scholar declared here that it is impossible for a person to presume to actually decide beforehand to check the right time before every action. So not letting oneself be absorbed in the idle pastime. Don't be use your time with a that is called laziness. Never be allow himself to engage, to engross, to absorb in leisurely or to pass your leisure time with the different kinds of hobby. One should always attend to all that is going on and then do what the most needful. Choose the right one. Always attend to all and choose the right one. What is actually required in your life. Others again said that however attentive the Tsar might be to what was going on, it is impossible for one man to decide correctly the right time for every action. But that he should have a council of wise men who would help him to fix the proper time for everything. Now others actually announced that for the king it is impossible to check, means the one man never be decide the right time. For that he have to discuss all the matter with the councillors, with the assembly, and discuss all about the people. But then again others said there was something which could not be wait to be led before a council, but about which one had at once to decide it whether to what was going to be happen. It is only magician that know that and therefore in order to know the right time for every action one must consult magicians. Now others actually gave a different views, that all the matters never be discussed with the councils, and the councillors must not be give you the perfect suggestions always. So what to do? It actually happens to consult with the magician who had the extreme power, the occult power to know all about before, who can predict the future. So it's only possible to discuss with him, and might be he will tell you what will be happening. So my dear students, magicians পর্যন্ত দিলাম. So what was the return? এগুলো কিন্তু একটু লিখবে and must write the summary. আমি মোটামুটি তোমাদেরকে 12-13টা প্যারাগ্রাফ পড়ালাম 12টা পর্যন্ত। তো 1 2 3 6টা প্যারাগ্রাফের মতো পড়িয়েছি, 6 থেকে 7খানা। So do that in your home. Next class I will discuss all about the next part, but do the questions, answer, otherwise no way, and study it properly. Thank you very much for watching this.